quick second. We'll get the garment on, and then we'll as they say. Alright. Here. We're here, bros. Alright. So that fucking ant. Die. Get off of my sign, boy. No ants on the sign. I don't typically kill bugs, but sometimes they give me no choice. Like, I don't actively go out and look for them, like kill them and shit. I don't think anyone does. It's just like wrong place, wrong time. You know? Alright. Shalom. You know, we're already standing, so I don't need to say a majim. So, Panyaha Kodam. Alright, I say Kolaimo, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Katakodas. The bonds, the L's, and the apostles of Great Millstone GMS who do rule and teach well. And brother here, Shemashua and Bun, Yahawada. And today, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics, news, scriptures, a lot of the basics that we always get into. So we might get that Micah just to start, and then we'll go from there. So actually, before I get that, I just looked up an Indian taker, I think it is an Indian taker, was attacked recently. I think they were attacked off the Indian coastline or something, and they were going towards the Red Sea or something, and they got attacked. So, it's wars and rumors of wars. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Yemen. I believe the U.S. created a task force with pretty much a bunch of no-name nations. They have some NATO nations, but not a whole lot, to go handle it. But what's going on? I just want to get Micah. This is Micah. Alright. Eventually, but in the meantime, I can go ahead and get something else while this rolls. So, this is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. Isaiah 3 and 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah has fallen because of tongue and their doings against the Lord to avert the eyes of the glory. That's what happened back then, Babylon and things like that. Those the cops. Right, that's what happened back then with, ancient Babylon. They took down Judah. Pretty much 70 years. Judah was around after, the Northern Kingdom got dragged off. Judah got dragged off by the Babylonians. Hoping with Jehoiakim, things like that. Those kings, they weren't right. They were very wicked. When you go into the history, things like that. So the Lord brought that judgment against him and brought another nation to take him down. I think it's Isaiah 60. It talks about that, how Lord will, not allow us to be taken down by no other nation anymore. Will smote us in his wrath, but now he's going to have mercy on us and things like that. I went into it, I don't know if I went into it yesterday. Maybe I did go into it yesterday, because yesterday I did the Daniel 7 breakdown. I broke down the whole book. I might do Daniel 8 sometime in the near future, but I might do that one, or I might do the Isaiah chapter 4. So we'll see what it is. We'll see what it is in the coming week. But I want to ideally get both of them done by the end of next week. Verse 9, to show their countenance doth witness against them, to declare this in Sodom, they hired not, going to be sold, and they have rewarded evil unto themselves, right? And that's what our people do. Right now, so-called Christmas weekend and whatever, I think Christmas is tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. I see all that dumbass Christmas light shit on. I honestly have completely checked out to like all the holidays. Like I don't have like people I know in the world like that, and you know what I mean? Like I don't really talk to them like that, so I don't really keep up to date with these holidays. Like I don't know when New Year's is. Well, I know what New Year's is, but I don't know when like Valentine's is and all this other bullshit. I don't keep up to date with it at all. Holy shit. But yeah. Yep, goes the ambulance. They probably looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's Hosea 4:6. What the hell? It's Micah 2:10 and Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, and thou hast rejected thee, thou shalt be no peace unto me. See, thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Right? Which happened to us for a time, but now everyone has come back. I love going into this. This is my favorite. So we'll go into it again. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 20. Though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Alright, so for a time and a time, how's it going, brother? For a time and a time, the teachers were removed. The teachers were all, the spirits, the Holy Spirit wasn't around. No one was out here teaching the word, but the Lord has brought that spirit back on the earth. Pretty much made it so that the teachers are back here on the earth, and now teachers are not removed into a corner anymore. Teachers are wide out and open. We're here, we stay on the street corners, we're seeing, and so on and so forth. Verse 21, and I should hear a word behind me saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left. Alright, so that's the Lord dealing with you. When you start to listen to this, you start to hear, you're like, man, this really vibes with me, But that could happen on like a carnal level, but this is all spiritual, it's all spiritual, Like, you can have like a movie you really like, but this is all spiritual. This is what I'm talking about right now. Verse 22, you shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a menstruous cloth. Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence. Right? And that's what we've been doing. We've been turning away from the stuff that we've been doing in the world. The fucking adultery. The idolatry. And it's just wild. When you talk to people that are still in the world, you just kind of see their thought process. Like I remember, there's one guy that always talks to me when I'm in the gym, whatever. We're not like friends or whatever, but I'd be peaceable with everyone. If you talk to me, I'll talk to you back. I'm not gonna be rude. But he's saying, yo man, I like that girl. There's some girl over there. I said, bro. So I've seen that girl around. So yo, she got a man, bro. I'm pretty sure. He's like, oh, that's not a problem for me. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, dudes are really like that. Out of their damn minds. Alright. the rest is really talking about something else. So we don't need to see that. Let me see the glory shall be seen upon thee. There's one that goes into it. His glory shall be seen upon thee. It's Proverbs, Isaiah 3 and 8. Looks. Glory in the children of Israel. We're just going to find this and then we'll get into another article. Glory of the Lord shall be seen upon thee. Yep, this is the book of Isaiah 60. We'll probably start from the top. This is a very easy chapter to understand. It's not particularly difficult at all. I'm not bragging or anything. It's just, watch it break down. El Pasaram went into it, but I really think you need like the first couple verses and you'll probably get the gist. Isaiah 60:1, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness to people, but the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Alright, and we're that light. The world was in complete darkness before Abba Bivens came on the scene, the Abba Bivens, and so on and so forth. We get, the truth coming out of that, And now we're that light in the world. The scriptures call us the light of the world, in the New Testament, And then you got other ones, like the cross, like Ephesians, things like that, talks about light and darkness, and so on and so forth. Right? His glory shall be seen upon thee, and that's what's happening in the truth. Alright, so today's article is RT.com. Biden signs off on record U.S. military budget. The mammoth defense bill gives Ukraine a tiny percentage of the aid promised by the White House. Right? I haven't looked all the way into this bill, but I'm going to assume, because that's the way, legislation typically works when it's a big bill like this for a yearly budget. It's usually introduced by the president, and pretty much the Congress has to sign off on it. So U.S. President Joe Biden has signed the country's largest ever military budget into law. The $886.3 billion bill gives American troops a pay raise that includes only a fraction of the military aid requested by Ukraine. Biden signed the 2024 National Defense Act on Friday after it passed Congress with bipartisan support last week. The $886.3 billion, the bill allocates 2% more money to the Pentagon than last year's NDAA, which came in at the then record $858 billion. So they're increasing military spending right now, as we move closer and closer to the end, to World War III. Biden signed the bill despite certain concerns with the content. He condemned the section prohibiting use of U.S. government money to transfer detainees from Guantanamo Bay to prisons in the U.S., while the countries and criticized provisions that require the White House and Pentagon to handle reports and plans to Congress for oversight. Alright, so we'll read that again. The bill condemned the section prohibiting the use of U.S. government money to transfer detainees from Guantanamo Bay to prisons in the U.S. and other countries. I guess he wants to keep them in there. He's against moving them to different places, but in Guantanamo Bay, not all of them people in there, believe did anything. Some of them are guiltless. They just have people in there that are affiliated. They'll lock you up in there, like a Blue Bereave and things like that. It's really a black site. The bill also reauthorizes Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act until April. The act allows U.S. intelligence agencies to conduct warrantless wiretapping of foreign communications, despite the FBI admitting to using it to illegally surveil American citizens more than 280,000 times in 2020 and 2021. Several Democrats and Republicans opposed reauthorization, with Senator Ron Wyden, a Democrat, complained earlier this month that was inserted to the NDAA without a vote or a debate. Alright, so that's what's happening. All right, they use these legislations and these bills because people aren't going to read it, and they use it to pass off these different measures and things like that to increase their control over the people. We can go ahead and have a quick 2 and 16 and explain it. It's not hard to explain. Amos. If this is Amos, then Habakkuk should be not too far from Isaiah. Then after this, we'll probably. Nope, it's Nahum. Never mind. Then we'll get the Isaiah 19. So this is the book of Habakkuk 2. Honestly, I'll probably just start from the top. We'll put to the 16th verse, but why not? Maybe skip on down. I'll stand upon my back and sit upon the tower, and walk to see what you see unto me, Lord, unto me. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that you may run that readeth it. Now, when you look up the word run, it means to post. So you pretty much teach others so that they can go out and teach. Right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, that the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right? These are the end days that we're currently in. And those times will not lie. It will not be found to be untrue. It's found to be very true. As I mention all the time, Matthew 24. The same thing is written in other scriptures, like Luke and Mark. There's wars and rumors of wars. We're seeing that across the planet Earth, and so on and so forth. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not right in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Right? Who do you think this is talking about? It's talking about Esau. His soul isn't right in him. And you can see that through his legislation. We never had legislation that orders our kings. They were wicked, but they never did things like, we're going to spy on the people and whatever, or poison the food and things like that. And push out poisons. But that's what our government does. Don't even get me started on the war lies. I could just honestly go down the list. What is it? The sinking of the USS Liberty. You want to talk about other stuff? What is it? The RMS Lusitania. And other war lies that the United States has been complicit in. Pearl Harbor. Gulf of Tonkin. That Korea, we pretty much entered Korea for no reason at all. Set up the 30th parallel, pretty much separate the states, and now you have more of like I guess you could say more democratic, like U.S. kind of back southern South Korea. Then you have North Korea, which is more dealing with Russia and things like that, which I don't think I think North Korea and China hated each other in the past, but now we started to get together because these different nations are going to get together and things like that to go against America. We know that Russia already got its allies, Ezekiel 38, and the time is going to come, after Jacob's trouble, where they're really going to move and go against them. Verse 5, he also reached just by wine. He's a proud man, how to keep it at home. The largest desire is hell, and his death cannot be satisfied. Begat unto him all nations, even unto them all people. Right? The wine is talking about his philosophies, the way he thinks, man. Americanization, the democracy, the anything goes, the Aleister Crowley bullshit, wrapped up in a Christian package, Christian gift wrapping, Aleister Crowley nonsense. The prevalence of secret society activity within our nation, all this stuff kind of adds up, and this is what's going on within America, pretty obvious, right? Right, this desire is hell, right? This is hell. Right, and the grave is like very, 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 very deep. Like if I started digging right now, I'd probably digging through the ground. Like I would never be able to reach the fucking bottom of the earth, And also the ground is fucking very how do you say when you bury someone in the earth after they pass, the earth never says that's enough. The earth always takes in the bodies, you know. So it's boundless. His desire, his greed. And as death, this cannot be satisfied. He belongs to him, all nations, and God belongs to him, all people, right? And that's how they always gather all these different nations into the United States. You know, they grab everyone. You know, just like ancient Rome, which we know America is ancient Rome, basically reincarnated. Even though people say, "Oh, that's silly," or "You're an idiot," or "You're fucking stupid," it's true. You know, America is basically Rome reincarnated. Now, you don't have a thing like a Caesar, and I've heard brothers say, you know, a president is like a Caesar. I don't particularly agree. I think a president, because you have like a vice president, I think a president is more like a consul. I think a president is more like a consul, and I think you have a consul and you have a proconsul. So you have like two of them. I think, well, obviously the proconsul have to be the number one guy, and then you have a consul. You know, I believe that's how that thing goes down. But you have two consuls. So I think, you know, well, you have like a president and a vice president. That's what it more aligns with to me, you know. But it's very similar. It's very similar. You know, I guess you could say it's kind of like a Caesar because, you know, with the president's executive orders and things like that, you know, he can basically have near dictatorial powers, you know, essentially, you know, like in times of war or whatever, you can make emergency mandates, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's debatable, you know. I say they're more like between a Caesar, a Kaiser, and a consul, you know. That's what I would say, you know. I don't want to just parrot what other brothers say. It's important to think for yourself, you know. Don't be a parrot. Right? Verse 6, shall not always take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, won't him that created that, it's not his? How long? Right? Which is, that's going to all come down in Isaiah the 14th chapter. How long, right? Actually, read this again. Isaiah 6, Habakkuk 2 and 6, shall not always take a proverb against him, saying, take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, what's him that created that which is not his? How long? Yeah, actually, that's what Habakkuk himself was saying. You know, like how long is he going to increase that which is not his, which is Esau, Edom, which right now, according to very, very simple stuff here to break down. We'll probably skip down here a little bit and keep this pace. We got a good pace going on. You know, and then I'll probably read the rest of the article, and then you know, we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Today I don't have any sort of notes or anything like that. I'm just, you know, kind of going off of memory. I'm just going off of things that, like, okay, I talked about this recently, so I might as well talk about it here again. So this is the book of Daniel 7, right, and 24. In the 10 horns, this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and others shall rise after them. Should be the verse from the first, which shall subdue 3 kings. Right? And that new horn, others shall rise after them, is talking about America, which I talked about earlier on, the little horn. Right? He shall speak great words against the Most High. He shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and keep the changed times and laws. And he shall be given into his hand until times, and dividing of times. Right? And that's what's happened. They change times and laws and things like that. We have different months, even though we have our own months, like the month of Eve and things like that. We change them. You know? And of course, they change laws and scriptures and all kinds of stuff they change from the planet. You know? But Habakkuk 2 and 7, shall they not rise suddenly, they shall fight you in the way. That vex shall vex thee, that shall grieve for them. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood from the rocks of the hand of the city, and the wall of the other land, walls, this is their blood of Israel. Right? I'll skip on down. Yeah, verse 14, the earth shall be covered, shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory Alright, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and sheep for spewing shall be done thy glory. Right, and all this stuff is going on. You know, RT, which is a Russian-backed article, is always exposing them with things like that. You know, and they report a lot of so-called conspiracy theories. You know, things like that. But America's glory has been spewed upon, right? And the main offenders of that is us, you know, because we're the ones day after day, right? These conspiracy guys, they may be on like, you know, a few times a week, you know, but we're on it every single day, you know, every single day. Camping, making videos. Some of you brothers camp 2 times a week, you know, so we're really on it. So. We go into the NDNA, right? The National Defense, what was it? National Defense Authorization Act. Includes $300 million in military aid to Ukraine over the next year. The Pentagon is to spend on procuring arms and ammunition for Kiev from private contractors. We should know that a lot of that money is also used to fund the troops and pay salaries and things like that. You know, things aren't going too well for them. This program, called the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, is one of the mechanisms by which Biden has been bankrolling Ukraine's military, has been used to provide $3 million worth of weapons, $3 billion worth of weapons to date, right? And then all the weapons that we give them, and all the artillery shells, you know, it doesn't do anything because, you know, I haven't, you know, updated the situation or gotten updates to the situation, but you know, I know that Ukraine was given M777 howitzers. And a lot of the artillery that they've been using have been actually breaking their own artillery. You know, so things aren't going too good for them. You know, I hear that things aren't looking too good for Russia either. I just saw an article. I don't know how widespread the issue is, but apparently these North Korea artillery shells that Russia's been using has, you know, exploded on themselves or whatever and injured their own guys and malfunctioned. You know, which I don't know the validity of all that. It may be true. It may be true, or maybe, you know, Western-backed propaganda. You know, try to make it seem like everything is going bad for them, even though their economy is doing really well. You know, however, $300 million fell short, dramatically short of $61 billion in military aid. Biden has proposed to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky under a separate $105 billion spending bill, right? Which that's a powder keg ready to explode. Was a Shoigu. He almost got like bombed or something at an event or something, almost killed him. The bill remains stalled in Congress. Republicans voting to block the passage unless Biden includes substantial changes to immigration law and measures beefing up security along the U.S.-Mexico border. Which we have all kinds of people coming across the border, which we got to wait and see what goes down. It could be some sort of terror attack. Not saying that every single person that comes through that border is a terror attack, or is a terrorist, to every single, you know, Northern Kingdom Jacob or whatever is a terrorist, but some of them could very well be. We just gotta wait and see what goes on, you know. But while World War III is going down, you know that something's gonna go down according to, you know, 2nd Edge 16, how they're gonna, you know, smoke a portion of the city or something, Arabia, you know. So something will happen during Jacob's trouble. We don't know exactly what that's gonna be. It could be that, you know, these different Ishmaelites could do a bombing, or they'll maybe bomb the grid or something, or do something, or I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Maybe a hack, you know, because everyone's using these biometric shit, so everyone's gonna be using that MOTB, so maybe they'll do a hack on the grid and fuck with people's MOTB inside their system or something. You know, they're gonna do something. Something's gonna go down, but we don't know what. U.S. spends more than twice as military as it did 20 years ago. Former President Barack Obama is the only U.S. leader in recent history to reduce military spending, bringing the Pentagon's budget down from $752 billion to $633 billion in 2015. Right, which Biden is not Biden. Obama's not perfect either. You know that he's backed terrorists in Syria, moderate rebels, which are terrorists in Syria. You know. He's been involved in all kinds of stuff like that. He's doing all kinds of drone bombings, killing small children. So Obama's not perfect himself, you know. He's killed small little babies, you and shit, the fucking Middle East, like every other president, you know, the so-called forever war on terror, you know, the forever war on terror that never ends. Why? Because they create the terrorists, and they fund them, and they create more terrorists. So we'll just go into Joel 3 or something. Maybe a little Revelation 16 chapter. And then, you know, we'll keep talking a little bit more, you know, go into a little bit more things, you know, and then we'll, you know, we'll probably get ready to close out eventually. We're going to talk about a little bit more, though. Or maybe... I can see if I could pull this one up. Indian tanker hit. Right. Alright, good. We can hold that. So this is the book of Joel 3. I'm going to start from the top probably. We'll start here. Joel 3:1. In those days in that time when I bring them into captivity in Judah and Jerusalem, which happened already, right? Jeremiah 50:33. I'll also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Issachar. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, and they're scattered among the nations and part of my land. Which they did, 1948ers and so on and so forth. And Jehoshaphat is talking about the Middle East, as we all know, which is pretty clear and obvious that that's where World War III is going to go down. Even Albert Pike would go into that whole prediction, things like that, his whole letter. I think it was a letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, who I believe they say started the Italian Mafia. But he basically said that, hey, you know, basically what we're going to go down is that, you know, First World War will be, you know, the U.S. against Germany, you know, and he basically spoke about all the world wars. This is the last one. We're going to be basically Muslims against the West, essentially. This is what's happening. Right? And they have cast lots of my people have been rewarded for a harlot. They sold the girl for wine, or they might drink. Right? And that's the slave trade, right? Because, you know, slaves were sold for muskets and wine, milk, you know, other resources. That's how we were sold, you know. Give me a second. Damn. I'm gonna go into the 4th chapter. Let's go into it. I just didn't want to talk about his food in my mouth and stuff. You know, that's very disrespectful. Alright. Yeah, what you have to do with me or Tyrians I know, and all the coast of Palestine, where you handed me a recompense. The recompense was flipping clearly by returning recompense upon your own head. Right? And what is that talking about? That's talking about basically those Ishmaelites. They sold us into slavery as well. You know? Because now they're the ones who's in. Right? Alright. Kyrie Insider is also talking about America, right? Absolutely. That's Isaiah 28. Right? we can honestly go ahead and get our stuff ourselves. I don't really think this is necessary. We could just get this a little bit faster instead of fumbling with an iPad. And also, I don't want to be too reliant on technology. So strange. I gotta wonder if my Joel got like ripped out or something. So it's not in here at all. That's very strange. We actually are gonna have to stick to this, unfortunately. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Right. Draw 3 and 5. Because ye have taken my silver and gold and carried it to your temples, my goodly, pleasant things, right? They looted us, things like that. Yep. They got funded off the wars with us. That's right. That's reminding me. Holy Rome, I believe they say that a lot of those wars, the Holy Rome funded a lot of the building of those Arab temples and things like that. That's absolutely true. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold into the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their borders, right? Which also happened, right? Now, did the Arabs sell Judah and Jerusalem out to the Grecians in the time of the Maccabees? I don't believe the Ishmaelites even really mentioned, so that can't possibly be it, I guess you can argue like the Nabateans did, but the Nabateans really, they didn't really do anything, they weren't even around like that, You just know that that Edomite who we allowed to rule with us, and we made him like a top general, which we shouldn't have. We should have, threw his ass down a flight of stairs or something, or we should have just honestly executed every last one. That honestly, if I could go back in time, I'd put that order out. I would say, all right, you guys, it's over for you. But our people really weren't in their right mind. I would have, I would have destroyed all of them. But that's me, man. We would have prevented so much pain and suffering later on. But certain things had to take place for them to be allowed to stay alive and become a people, and then to eventually overtake us. Right, like it talks about Esau's blessing. Right, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have been sold to the Grecians and married with far from their border, which the Ishmaelites did. They built ships and things like that. Verse 7, will thou raise them out of the place where they have sold them, and will turn your recompense upon your own head. Right, so we're going to pay them back. We're gonna repay them back. Because Ishmaelites, right? All time, raise them with the Holy Spirit. That's right. Like I mentioned already. Isaiah 60, Jeremiah 50 or 5. Absolutely, I forgot about this. Which actually we designed with the faces to the word, saying, "Come, let's join ourselves to the Lord in perpetual covenant." That should not be forgotten. Absolutely. So we're going to come back, right? And we can go ahead and stop using the King James for now, because I don't think I can explain the rest of it myself, and I want to challenge myself here. If I fuck up, then I'll go back and take a look, but I really want to become more proficient. I want to be a proficient teacher. I want to be better. I want to be meh. I want to be able to teach well, because it's just me. So. Or just yourself, there's no one to really bolster me. Like, of course I can look at people over the internet, but I have no one near me that I can say, wow, this is a guy. And, you could get sharpened by someone else's presence, so I have to do the work myself. Right? Joel 3 and 8. Now sell your sons and daughters to the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to people far off, for the Lord has spoken. I believe the Sabians are Ishmaelites. So we're going to sell these Edomites over to the Sabians. It says of Shabayim, drunkard, one is coming, people of the nation of Sheba, Levi Ishmaelites, frankincense, spices, grandson of Cush, son of Rama, son of Jotan. Oh, so it's a good issue. He's really a hammer. But it can also be Ishmael. So southern Arabia, you know, in the desert, middle of the deserts. We sell these Edomites over to, you know, Ishmaelites. They're gonna have to run in the desert and shit. You know, they're gonna be all fucked up. You know, we're gonna mess them up bad. We're gonna sell them. We're gonna have a slave trade for them. You know, they're gonna be put in slavery, jacked up, beat the hell up. You know. But first, they're gonna work for us. You know. I don't go into this very often, but I'll go into it today. This is one of my favorites. Oh, it's done. This is the day I've spoken of. Then the weapons, let's take over out the field. Okay. I might actually need a little help breaking this one down. I might actually need a little help breaking this one down. I have a rough idea, but I want to, you know, not give you a good breakdown, I want to give you the best. Puzzle this far out of their hand. Yep. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands of the people that was with thee, and I'll give thee unto ravenous birds, all the swords, and beasts of the field to be devoured. Right? So all in that region, it's going to be great death, destruction, all across the Middle East. Thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken and said the Lord God. And I'll send fire on Magog among them that dwell carelessly in isles, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Right? And that fire is icy winds, which is going to hit Russia too. We can't give it out without taking it, you know? And I'll make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I'll let them keep my holy name anymore, and people shall know that I am the Lord, holy one of Israel. This will come in the kingdom. Right? Baruch. Yeah, that's right. The visitation is going to come right back. Yeah, but with halal, profane, defile oneself, defile oneself. That's what they do. They defile the name, defile the image. You know, they say that the Most High is a white man. They try to make him seem like he's soft. He accepts everyone as they are, come as you are type spirit. You know, which isn't true. What I was feeling when we put down, we should bring weapons. Yep. So Ezekiel 39:11, let's get down. There shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto God a place there of graves, the valley of passages in the sea. And it shall stop the noses of the passengers there. They bury God and all his multitude. They shall call it the valley of Canaan. Right? So pretty much mass burial place, right? And that land, among God, is a land that's going to be created later on. We're going to place all those dead bodies after World War III, right? And the burial land with the country lands, number 35, 33, right? No one will be allowed to go there. Yep. And that's just going to make space for us to build those 12 gates, you know, like we talked about in Revelation towards the end, the last couple chapters. In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may cleanse the land, which is self-explanatory. You know, and we're going to order these other nations to go ahead and do that for us, right? Because, right, we go ahead and get Revelation 14 and 2. This is the book of Revelation 14. No. That's not Revelation 14 2. It's Isaiah 14 and 2. It's Isaiah. Oh, shit. book of Isaiah, chapter 14. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to the place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Lord for servants and handmaids, and taken captives. The captives they were, they shall rule over their oppressors. Alright, this is what's going to happen in Ezekiel 39. Is a continuation of that. Look who's going to have rule over the people that once ruled us, that once oppressed us, that once, murdered us. We're going to have rule over them. And they're going to be the ones that will be in subjection. Things like that. And I might pivot off and talk about something else. I don't think I finished that Joel 3, so we'll finish that. I just needed a little help with that. A couple of little bit of breakdowns, things like that. This is Joel 3. Joel 3. And oh, I keep forgetting that I don't have Joel 3 in this book for some reason. So yeah, this is the book of Zechariah chapter 1 and 15. I'm very sore to speak to the heathen that at ease, for I was but a little displeased, but they helped forward the affliction. Right? And that's pretty much what it's talking about. The heathen are at ease right now, they're laughing, they send gifts one to another, they engage in the slave trade. It talks about Revelation, the 9th chapter, 11th chapter, I mean, they were very happy. Right? Verse 16, therefore thus saith the Lord, I have returned to Jerusalem with mercies, my house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts, and line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. Right? And then we get into that line, basically talking about separating the elect from everyone else, and separating the chosen from the unchosen. It's gonna come. And then the other one I'm gonna get to, which honestly I can get to 2 of them, but I feel like I already talked desire and hell, things like that, that's also everyone got home. America has 700 military bases around the world. We have something called the war economy, where America starts these wars, then they stimulate these different arms manufacturers, Raytheon, Boeing. Boeing is engaged in arms manufacturing as well. All these different guys, gun manufacturers, guys that manufacture jets and airplanes, F-16s and whatever, and F-15s and blah 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 blah. Bullets. All these guys, they get these guys all together, and then they use their military equipment. They send the people over to fight and die. The people die, but they send more people, and they simulate the war. And then you have something called limited warfare, which the U.S. government always uses, where they don't really destroy an enemy completely. They kind of keep them semi-intact, so then you could have them intact for another war, and then another war, and another war, and another war. So it's Revelation 6 and 4. They came on never hostile as rat, and power is given him that set on to peace on the earth, and he should kill one another, and it was given unto him with a sword. Right? And now it's talking about Esau Edom, because he came up that all over. He's called Edom for a reason. It took peace away from the earth, and you should kill one another. So those world wars, all this great death, and all these wars and battles, Vietnam, Cambodia, things like that. All these different wars that they engaged in. And they always talk about how, oh yeah, we're not going to use nuclear missiles again. Look at us, we're so righteous. But if you use like a bunch of tons of bombs, you get the same attack, you get the same damage as if you were going to use a nuclear bomb. So it doesn't really matter, right? This is Revelation 16. The 12 and 16 poured out his vial upon the Hebrew Euphrates, and the water was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east may be prepared. Right? We know that water's already been drying up. Something's gonna happen. That water's gonna be dried up more. Completely gone. And that's gonna be a symbol that, hey, this is wartime. It's time for war. That's Ezekiel 38. You know, these moments before World War III, and so on and so forth. Right? Verse 13. And so three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Right? So these three unclean spirits, you know, pretty much there was three city-states: the Vatican, Pentagon, which is the military center. The Vatican is the religious center, and the something in London. London is the financial center. So all these three different things. You know, these false prophets, you know, it's all essentially. And if there are spirits of devils working miracles, you know, don't quote me on that. Check out the false prophets for yourself. I'm not gonna get the full complete breakdown for those false prophets like Catholics and all this stuff. False Christians. Holy spirits of devils working miracles, difficult to the kingdoms of earth. The whole world is gathering together to battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. Tie that into Matthew 24. We know that there's wars and rumors of wars. The United States is basically escalating things, and they're basically, you know, taunting these other nations to engage in a war with them. You know, and that's what we're seeing right now. We're currently about to get into a war with Yemen. You know that the United States still won't change their opinion on Israel and things like that. So we just gotta wait and see what goes down for the world wars. It could very well get worse, you know, and we don't know. We don't know. Iran could be involved, which I doubt, you know, but say the ones who does the apostles who do minister and teach us, who do teach well. Shalom to all the brothers out there. Shalom. All right.